Hey guys, welcome game back with another video today for our weapon conversion series for season 3, and today we're covering the Renetti pistol and converting it into the Beretta 93R or the Raffica 3-round burst semi-automatic pistol. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to show you how to create this weapon. We're going to jump in, check out the recoil patterns, and then see how it handles in-game against bots. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now here you see our final design of the Beretta 93R or the Raffica. So let me go ahead and back out here. And we will first go to the Battle Pass. So in the Battle Pass, this is unlocked in Season 3 at Tier 15. So typically, I think every season we've had a weapon at Tier 15 and 30, and we see very similar this season. We see here the Renetti pistol unlocked again at Tier 15. So at base, this is actually a Beretta M9A3 pistol. This is a single-fire pistol, but with a couple attachments, we're going to turn it into the 3-round burst Raffica. So let's go ahead, back right out to our custom class again, and we'll go ahead and build this from scratch, and then we're going to jump in game, check out the recoil patterns, and see how it handles in game against the bots. So let me go to my custom class where I have this set up for us. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and strip this down to the base M9A3, and you can see the differences there just when we strip that down. So some of this is going to be a cosmetic conversion for part of this. So what I'm going to do first off is for the flash guard, just to replicate the barrel attachment typically seen on the base Rafficas or the M93Rs. We're going to go ahead with the flash guard. This is going to assist with the muzzle flash concealment as well as the cons being the bullet velocity. But we don't really have any other attachment, nor does the base attachment kind of replicate cosmetically what we're going for. So the flash suppressors or the flash guard is going to be the closest we can get to that. And you'll see what that looks like when I get to the final design. Now, one of the key attachments here is going to be the barrel. We're going to want the Mark III or the MK3 burst mod. So this is going to give us the pros being the fire rate. It's going to increase our fire rate as well as give us a 3-round burst option, which we will not get with any of the other barrels you can see here. So again, this is going to give us a 3-round burst option while increasing our fire rate. The only con here being the recoil control on the weapon, since we are going to be increasing our rate of fire. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now we're going to skip out on the laser. For the optic, first off, you can see we have a wide range of optics for this pistol. This is, I think this is the only pistol we get these many options for the optics, but you can put something like a VLK on there, even a 4x pistol scope if you wanted to, so you can get kind of crazy with what you put on. But for the purposes of this pistol, I'm just going to go ahead and put on a Solo Zero Optics Mini Reflex for the precision sight picture, the con being the ADS speed. Go ahead and select that. Now, a stock is another key attachment here. We're going to want the FTAC status CSX. So very similar to the CS3, except we're getting the added front grip on this. So again, this is a tactical stock and foregrip combination to provide an extremely stable firing platform, which we're going to want since we do have the 3-round burst mode, increasing our fire rate and the recoil on the weapon. So this is going to assist with the recoil control since we do have the stock option as well as the front grip, the aiming stability steadiness, the aim walking steadiness and the aiming stability. The cons being the aim down sight speed as well as the aim walking movement speed. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now we'll go ahead and we're going to skip the perk, but first off, you can see the perk. There is no, you would think the 3-round burst would be a perk option, but it is not. It is actually the barrel attachment on the weapon, which is cool to see. So we'll go ahead and go to the ammunition. Now in real life, the Raffica takes either a 15 or a 20-round magazine. So we're going to put the 21-round magazine on. So this would be applicable just with 20-round magazine, one in the chamber. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now again, the pros here, magazine ammo capacity is being increased, as well as the cons being aimed on sight speed and movement speed on the weapon. So we'll go ahead and replicate that and select the 20-round mag. Now for the trigger option, we could do something here, but again, just to stay true to the attachment, I'm not going to select anything here just so we have our 5 attachments. But this is our final design. This is the M93R or the Raffica machine pistol in 3-round burst. So first off, just some notes here. You can see the side folding stock here on the back, which is custom to this weapon, as well as the foregrip on the front. We've replicated the muzzle on the Raffica just with that flash hider, and then we have our cosmetically with the 20-round magazine. So this looks spot on to a M93R Beretta Raffica. This is the final design for the weapon. I'll show it here on screen. We've replicated it pretty well, and we have that side folding stock. So let's go ahead now, jump in game, see how this handles with the recoil control, and then we'll see how it handles in game against bots. Okay, now that we're in game with our Beretta M93R or the Raffica, let's go ahead and test fire this. What I'm going to do first off is just empty the mag, 3-round burst here, and not control the recoil. And let's take a look at the recoil pattern. So there you can see we went through the whole mag very quick, and it was pretty dead accurate. You can see that those are all very tight cluster shots, very little vertical recoil with the attachments we have on this weapon. Let's go ahead now and just try and control a little more, even though we don't really need to with the recoil pattern. And there you can see, again, very tight cluster. There's really no need to even control the recoil with the attachments we have on here. I'm just going to now fire as fast as I can. And there we go. So you can see there the cluster is even tighter there. So it's really all about how you control it. There's not too much to control, though. You can see the muzzle climb is very little. Now right there we had a little bit of sway just because I manually moved the stick on my controller. If I don't touch it there again, you can see just how dead accurate this thing is with these attachments. Now it is 3-round burst. Since we do have the barrel attachment on to make it a 3-round burst, I cannot select fire to single fire with this barrel, so just keep that in mind. But again, here's the hip fire accuracy on this, even though we don't have it built for that. But that is the M93R, or the Renetti, converted into the Raffica. Let's go ahead now, jump in game, and see how it handles in game against bots. Okay, now that we're in game with our Beretta 93R, or the Raffica, let's go ahead and see how it handles in game now against bots. So here we are in the new backlog map, which is the remake from COD 4. So if anyone remembers this one, try and get in a spot where we can find some enemies here. So there we go. You can see the about a 2-burst kill even there at that range. We probably shouldn't be engaging at that range with a pistol, so I'm going to try and get a little bit more close quarters. But again, this is the Beretta 93R. It's a select-fire machine pistol derived from the Beretta 92. There you can see very deadly accurate. The rate of fire is very quick, though, so you need to make sure you're hitting your shots best you can. Definitely heard some fire here. So again, this is a Italian-made machine pistol with the company Beretta. All right, where is everybody? Now, this was designed in the 1970s for police and law enforcement use. The R stands for volley or burst or even rapid.
Got a personal radar drone ready for escort.
So you can see a 1-burst kill right there.
Precision airstrike available.
Another guy here. So it's a 1-burst kill at close range like this.
Enemy in the garage.
Oh. I have no idea where this guy is. Oh, there he is. There we go. So 1-burst kill with this pistol on the 3-round burst option. Again, with that custom barrel attachment for this weapon. So again, this was designed in the 1970s for police and law enforcement use. The R standing for Raffica, volley, as I said, but in English, typically Americans for rapid is typically what it's referred to. So at base, in game, there's a Beretta M9A3. The Raffica itself is based off of the Beretta 92. So now the type is machine pistol, place of origin, obviously the Italian company Beretta. As we try to find some enemies here. I don't know where everyone went. Here we go. So you can see that was at some further range too. 2-round burst. I missed that second shot there, but even close range there, very deadly. So up close is going to be typically a 1-burst kill. But again, this is used by typically designed in Italy. It's used by law enforcement around the world. Even some militaries were using it. Again, designed in the 1970s, produced 1979 through 1993, still in use a little bit today. Now, the mass on the weapon, when it's empty, is 1,170 grams. The length is 240 millimeters. The barrel length on this weapon for the Raffica, so it should be with our barrel that we have here for the MK3 for the 3-round burst, is going to be a length of 125 millimeters. Whoops. Oh, boy. There you can see how it handles up close. Very nice. Cartridge, this fires a 9x19 Parabellum round, so same as the the M19, I believe it is, which is in game. So this is our second one of two 9mm pistols in game. Correct me if I'm wrong. There may be a third. But again, this with the 3-round burst option is going to give you that 1 burst kill at close range, even at medium range, to follow up shots very quick, increasing that rate of fire. So right there you can see 1 burst kill. Unfortunately, we got caught reloading there. So the cartridge, I said, 9x19 Parabellum, as well as the caliber being 9mm. The rate of fire on this weapon is actually going to be 1,100 rounds per minute while in 3-burst mode. In real life, it is select fire to single fire, but again, we don't have that option here in the game with this particular barrel, which is only going to give us the 3-round burst option on the weapon. So now that I have this barrel on, I cannot select fire to single fire. But again, with these attachments, we don't really need to. It's very deadly accurate. Muzzle velocity on the Raffica is going to be 380 meters per second. The effective range is going to be 50 meters. And again, as we discussed making the weapon, the feed system is going to be the 15 to 20 round box magazine on the weapon. Sights typically iron sight, but here we have something similar to a dovetail mount that we would see on like an AK or any other weapon, where you have that mount on the left-hand side of the weapon and then gives you... Oh boy, this guy doesn't want to die. Gives us our top-mounted rail system in order to fit optics on it, like we see here. Oh no, got caught reloading again. So the Beretta 93R is mechanically, again, very similar to what is derived from the Beretta 92. Select fire to either 3-round burst or single fire in real life. Let's see here. The select fire switch. Oh, there we go. So in real life, as I said, you can alternate between the 2 fire modes. We do have that side-folding buttstock, as well as the built-in custom foregrip there on the front to add to stabilizing the recoil on the weapon, as in real life it is known to be very hard to handle while rapidly firing in 3-round burst mode, just due to the high rate of fire with the 3-round burst mode, which is kind of mitigated here, obviously, just with the attachments and not being right to spec of real life. As we saw the recoil patterns, the recoil really is non-existent pretty much with these correct attachments on the weapon. So let me know what you guys think of this weapon. Again, this is the... Oh my god. There you go, 2-round burst at close range like that. You just got to be considerate of your ammo here. We're only running the 21-round magazine. Obviously, you could run more, which you may want to in situations like this, just because we wouldn't have to get stuck reloaded in those cases. We'd probably still be alive. So just another option. But again, to stay true to the real-life version, we want to stay between 15 and 20 rounds. So that 21-round magazine will give us 20 plus the 1 in the chamber, which is good. Oh, he didn't drop right away there.
Got a personal radar drone ready for escort.
Oh no! So you can tap off these bursts very fast. It's almost like a fully automatic pistol. I hope to see in the future maybe something similar added to the X16 to give us essentially a Glock 18 conversion. I think that'd be really cool. But again, with this 3-round burst Renetti, I think it's really good to see that in the game. I haven't really played with this since the Battlefield 3 days for the most part. So I think it's definitely been in previous CODs, but again, I haven't really played with it since Battlefield 3, maybe even Battlefield 4 days. So it's good to see this back. Let me know what you guys think of this weapon, unlocked obviously at tier 15 in the Battle Pass for Season 3. We covered the SKS conversion to the Fab Defense system, stock chassis system, with the custom buttstock on the weapon yesterday. So go ahead and check out that video on the channel. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Season 3 so far. There we go. If you enjoy, have you unlocked this pistol yet? I purchased the 2,400 COD point version of this to get that 20 tier skip initially, so I got this right away. And then I know they're still working on the 10 free tier skips for some folks. So I did max out to the max tier level last season 2, and they gave out the 10 round or the 10 boost tier skips, which not everybody got, which I was one of those people. So I know they're still working on that, so that'll give you, if you haven't gotten that yet, that'll give you an extra 10 tier skips, which will help you depending on what version of this you bought, and it'll help you get this or even the SKS. So go ahead and follow Activision support for that, or even Infinity Ward on Twitter to stay up to date with that information. There you go. You can see how devastating this thing is up close. Oh, definitely a guy right here. Or there was at least. Oh my god. Must have missed those bursts. But let me know what you guys think. Also, there was a lot released with Season 3. One thing that I'm a big fan of, which I'll cover in probably a separate video, is the MUZZLE operator outfits, which are released for the base or the default operators on the factions. Mainly right now, I think just for Allegiance, we have the options for these MUZZLE. You can see right there how bad the hip fire accuracy is on those last 2 engagements. Keep in mind we don't have any, we don't have a 1 or a 5 milliwatt laser on the weapon, so that's also going to be why. But the recoil, if you're trying to hip fire at close range like that, it was pretty horrible. So just keep that in mind if that's kind of what you're going to be doing with this. You're going to want a laser, either a 1 or a 5 milliwatt laser on the weapon. But again, those MUZZLE operator packs, I'll be covering those in a separate video. They're unlocked for free in the tier system, and there's also some available in store for purchase for different COD points. So it seems like the season itself is focusing heavily on more operator-focused MUZZLE realistic skins and even weaponry for blueprints. So I'm really looking forward to see what kind of what kind of blueprints we get going forward for the rest of the season. What kind of items we have in store, as well as operator skins. I love the reskins of weapons as well as operators. I think it really complements the game, and I love being able to get different cosmetic changes to these, whether it's the operator or the weapon. I really hope to see, as I've talked about many times, something like a AK-12 blueprint, or even an Alpha FSB Alpha AK-47 blueprint, or an AK-74 for the Alpha AK series used by the FSB. We have something very similar. I was talking about how I really wanted an XM8. We have something very similar, but not quite. Still mainly a G36C, but pretty cool looking blueprint. I'll be covering a lot of that going forward. Let me know down below what you think of Season 3 so far, what you think of the Renetti pistol or the Beretta M93R or the Raffica. And until next time, Buffner Gaming, out.